Good evening, Twitch. How you doing? It's Saturday night. Hopefully you've been enjoying your weekend. My day so far has pretty much just been cleaning up and enjoying a little bit of Super Mario Odyssey. I finally got to take some more time to be able to play that, and I've been having a good time with that game at a very slow and steady pace. And when I mean slow, I literally just try and actually, whatever world I get to next, I try and complete as much of it as possible. So far, I've just been enjoying it. Honestly, you just need a good fundamental platformer. It's still don't like the concept of the whole just find what you can with as little guidance as possible, because I'm not a huge fan of talking to the Talkatoo over and over again to kind of figure out where I need to find all these moons and stuff. I kind of liked. I'll be honest, I actually like Super Mario 64's or Super Mario Galaxy's very constrained setup. Like, here's the level that we've designed for you. You can platform through it, and I can see why people may not like that, because overall it just has very minor changes. But that's how my weekend's going, and it's going good. Tomorrow, though, is going to be a project day, and that's where I can focus on a projects I've actually been working on the side. Nothing too big yet. Still working on the foundation before I can actually really want to say anything about it and stuff, just trying to discover that information. But for now, though, you have all voted for a little bit more EDF. I was actually thinking of streaming a bit of Dauntless. Just a heads up, it is open beta, so if you do want to actually play Dauntless, it's open beta. They're also giving away like a birthday flare and also a skin for the sword weapons, and they're coming out with guns on Wednesday, which is actually kind of interesting. It is truly your free-to-play Monster Hunter, and yes, finally, the most important thing, EDF 5 finally got. Actually, apparently, it happened on September 20th, which makes sense because that was during the Tokyo Game Show. I only noticed it today because John apparently retweeted it. EDF 5 is getting a PlayStation 4 release, so my current reaction is very tempered at the moment, in hopes that they would actually release it to PC. That's my current hope, but they definitely did announce in December they are releasing it stateside. And apparently what some people are saying, it's already out in Japan, so people have already, if you really want to play the Japanese version, you can. But I'm glad to see the D3 publisher is releasing it, out in the States, basically international release, because I just enjoy this game. This is a game, like I said, it's nothing complex or anything like that. It's like this and Super Mario Odyssey and stuff are just like, they know what some people actually really just want. It's actually okay to give people a very simple, concentrated gameplay experience, knowing what it is, instead of trying to be something like 20 different layers of game mechanics and such. But I'll be more happy once I hear from D3 Publisher, or D3_Publisher, that's apparently their Twitter tag, if they actually announce it on PC. So, honestly, that's good news. I'll take it. That's a step forward. My personal step forward, because I don't own a PlayStation 4, is that they go out and release it on multi-console. just like they did with Earth Defense Force 4.1, which we're getting right back into. I should say, just like last night, we will be going through where we'll pick up basically where we left off. It'll be online mode again, so you can pretty much play if you have the copy of the game. And you can just enjoy killing tons and tons of insects and aliens. If you want to kill them, please join up. I mean, after all, you're the ones who asked for this.
This is the lobby.
At least all 7 of
Here
you.
You can join rooms with other players. You can also create your own rooms and invite others. Create room.
So let's actually just disable chat so we don't have to deal with any sort of voice over IP or anything like that. Our mission here, you'll see Tenmar's squad court, and I've left the actual comment as online completion farming. Honestly, I'm okay with it just being that, because that's kind of what we're doing. I'm honestly hoping, though... How am I doing? I'm doing okay. Pretty much just spent Saturday focused on, you know, cleaning up and such, preparing for the next week. My routine now is, my routine's very set in stone right now. The only additional thing, I think I'll probably actually head off to the library and check out a book tomorrow. But no, today was pretty much just, like, set up for next week, so Monday through Friday, is when I have to deal with all that stuff, and then after that, it's just pretty much just kind of just trying to figure out, you know, what was it? I played Super Mario Odyssey. That was actually my one little, off time I gave myself. I'm trying to figure out a few things, like how to develop a website and such, and what kind of website I actually want to create. I need to ask a few people, though, how to go about the process, because it's something very specific I actually want to create, involving actually making, like a search database. And I have a wide variety of tools and such, but it's like, just trying to understand... And there are a lot of web development tools. I mean, a ton of web development tools. So it kind of makes it hard to figure out exactly what I want to do. My little piece there is like, okay, what piece of programming or resources I actually should be accessing. But that's how I'm doing, though. I'm having a good time. I'm going to be enjoying playing a little bit more of EDF. Hey, how's it going, Adorabold? How are you doing tonight? How are you doing, too, as well, Newton? What games are you guys playing? But we are where we left off here at a summit ship here. You doing good? Discovered that ex-YouTuber Samus SPKC did a playthrough of Yakuza Dead Souls when it was released. Wait, Seamus. Wait, is that SSO-HPKC? Is that who you're talking about? Is that who you're talking about, Newton? I actually, if that's true, like, he did Mario ROM hacks back when he worked at Target, and then I think he got recruited by Funhouse? And that's actually kind of the point where I stopped actually watching a lot of his content and such, just simply because I didn't see what he was really creating and stuff. You're doing today. Well, I hope you brought today to a nice dinner. I didn't know you and today were going steady. We have concerned transport ships, and probably gonna regret doing this, but we do have the rocket launcher. We'll be fine. All right, it's this one. I'm kind of regretting my decision now. So this mission here, Summit Ship, is actually one of the online only missions. Hey, you gotta look at what you typed. I should actually not be firing this. This is actually a terrible weapon. He was one of the people who started watching YouTube videos. No, he actually made good content. He made good content for the day, you know, very simple, blog-based, and he had a lot of little stories to tell because he had no problem actually talking about work. And the stories he had in Target and stuff. And where he lived, I believe he lived in, like, somewhere in the Midwest. It worked for him. This is either gonna go really well or really badly. So that ship there pretty much is just gonna keep on dropping ants and such. Oh, I just have to kind of destroy these. I think, yeah, this was one of the missions. I think was it where I started to play like a narrator. So I really should actually take care of the enemies behind me. Yeah, but this was definitely one of the missions. And John was kind of left in the dust while I was playing the wing diver. I could actually just use this one here. It takes a while if you're playing this as a ranger, especially if you're playing solo. Hey, looks like we got someone. I don't think they'll be willing to stick around, but that's the one downside is, it takes a while to finish some of these missions. Especially since we're now playing this on normal mode. I don't think they left anything. Yeah, so like I said, this is the only transporter you actually have to fight. This does take a while, and it's really spaced out. Probably a little too much, honestly. But if you're playing a ranger, yeah, you're left hoofing it. Like, this one's just, honestly, I'd say is a little underwhelming as a mission, just simply because of how much distance you actually have to cover. Oh yeah, no, this game will have you do a lot of rolling if you're playing a ranger. What was it? If there's anything you could definitely say about this game, is that they are definitely not afraid to use gigantic maps, which is actually amazing because it actually allows them to actually use maps multiple times. He does. The hot is there. Thankfully, the spiders are actually a lot easier to fell. Yeah, see, it's a little hard to actually... People don't want to wait too long, because these missions do take a while to get through. Oh, well, I did that to myself. Yeah, so I actually need all these guys to actually leave the shield. Look, if you were going to have an army, why wouldn't you want to have a bunch of links? I mean, think about that for a second. Wouldn't you want an army of Link? I mean, you've seen what one Link can do in Hyrule Warriors. Okay, already got him. And I just killed myself. You think for October you'll replay Yakuza Dead Cells? Hey, you gotta play the games you enjoy. That's the important part. Is there? Yes, there is. Okay. This is honestly overkill, but it doesn't even matter. It's an interesting zombie game. As long as you enjoy it, that's really what matters, man. You know what actually game I really would want to play through again? It's, I I didn't finish it, but it was Final Fantasy XV's Comrades. And it's basically like a Monster Hunter style game. That basically takes place during the time where, the world basically starts to end in Final Fantasy 15. Yeah, see, you can't... Actually, no, you can destroy this thing. That's right. Hang on. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Seamus didn't really... I can see a lot of, like, past YouTubers and stuff wanting to actually just stop. Because it's kind of hard, like, when, what's it, Funhouse, if I remember correctly, Funhouse partnered with Machinima, I think it was. It might have been Polaris, but I just remember during that time, they lost a lot of people. Either due to, like, personal politics and such. Which is very unfortunate, honestly. Like, personalities actually getting a bunch of those people living together in a single house. And have them actually create, you know, create content on an even more consistent basis. Because the downside of that whole thing is, basically, once YouTube or streaming becomes your job, it's very difficult to actually keep people engaged if your stories are just, well, I went out and actually edited more videos. You know, if you stop actually living a life. Or a life that the average person would want to listen to. This is going to be brutal. Kinda wish... Oh, oh, no. I did that to myself. It's going to be an on-rail shooter minigame in Project Judge. What's Project Judge? This is where things go downhill. Because we're stuck going uphill. I mean, as long as, like, the important thing, don't try and force yourself to do something if you're not liking it. Like, honestly, if the RPG thing didn't work out for me, I would have stopped ages ago. But I actually didn't mind. I'm actually okay with playing through the RPGs and stuff, because I just found, like, this weird... Like, I realized, like, okay, this is actually a good point to stop a stream and such. You know, for some odd reason, you know, I was able to find a good point of pacing. What the heck is that last one? Let's get to know Seamus is actually still making some sort of content, but it's also really hard as a YouTuber or streamer. Because once you're actually... Like, it's one of those terrible situations here when it comes to being online entertainment. Once you leave, your viewers will just go somewhere else. They will go somewhere else, and it's very difficult to get them back. Like, if John actually took a year off, it would be devastating for someone's career like that. And there are many people who have actually had that happen. I mean, I'm trying to think of a few good examples, actually. Because people just want some sort of daily entertainment where it's part of their routine. You know, that's why, you know, YouTubers like the Philip DeFranco Show has always been successful and such. Or consistently successful, I should say. You know, the big names and stuff come and go. This is going to be hilarious. This is why I like this rocket. Oh. The Reds are gonna have a lot of health. The Reds are gonna have a lot of health. Seamus stopped making videos 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. Because the other downside about being a streamer and YouTuber and stuff is that for a lot of them, your income is basically based on subscribers and stuff. You're still, that's the one downside. It's basically at its core, at the cornerstone of online entertainment stuff. It's not like it's busking still. At the end of the day, you're still busking. You're asking people to donate, you're asking people to subscribe, and things like every single crowdsourcing project is still very reminiscent of using that model, or at its core is just uses that model. Which is really unfortunate, honestly. It'd be nice to be able to actually have this develop into some sort of industry where people would be able to work on projects and such. Or have some sort of stability. You know, but unfortunately it goes on the, you know, on the extremes, where people just either make a ton of money, you know, with one big downside, of course, of having something like no real health insurance or anything like that. That is going to hit the, shield breaker. Oh, this is gonna be painful. Or that, oddly enough, worked in my favor. It doesn't matter if you can see them, you just need to keep on firing. Oh my god. Hello? Hello? Red ants have... And this is why we play on normal. This is why we play. This is what happens when you play on normal solo. They have a lot of health. I mean, a lot of health. Oh no, they're all spiders. Never mind. Well, one spider dies, 2 more takes it. Well, one ant dies, 1 more takes it. 2 more takes its place. There we go. I think the transport. No. Oh no, the transport ship left. Nice. You know, this may be only a level 3 weapon, but it does 800 damage, so it's still really, really good. Oh, come on. Almost died there, actually. Yeah, that's the other downside, is that you get no help. Hey, it's Private Sergeant. Very nice. Private Sergeant's back. He's back in action. Just as a heads up, if you actually do own this game, you can actually also join on in. You can join the room there. It's open. It's just Tenmar squad court, and you can just play.
Our mission is to shoot down the mothership.
I should have brought a better weapon. The downside of the tortoise, however, it just has a long, long pause. I might actually end up killing Private Sergeant here with those.
Loading! Back me up for 2 seconds! Understood! Don't die no matter what! I'm out of full. Show the valor of EDF! EDF! EDF!
I know. Trees and the ground are actually some of my biggest enemies in this game. It's honestly hilarious when it happens.
They're on the way!
Wing diver team has arrived.
Yes, sir!
As long as you take care of the spawn points, which are the transport ships, you should be okay.
I'll shoot you dead.
There we go. Ah, crap. I need to wait for the transport ship to disappear. Yeah, trees in GTA could also do that. It's been a while though, but I've seen videos of people like launching themselves with a with like a tank and such. I should actually start killing this thing. I need to actually do that.
Understood, sir. Gotta swap my magazine. Out of ammo.
Generator.
Cooling. Back me up. Understood.
Generator, start cooling. Press it.
We did it. Can't find my magazine.
Oh, there you go.
Are you okay?
I'm ready to fly.
Understood. Reloading now.
Maybe I should have brought a better gun. Never mind.
We defeated it.
Guess I'm guessing Private Sergeant has a good weapon to kill those transports.
We're in your hands.
There we go. Can I? Yeah, actually, I can. I should be able to kill this thing because I can shoot it right from here.
System down.
Ah,
Yes, sir.
is the mothership attacking yet? Oh shoot! It actually probably is. Oh.
Never ending. Did you learn your lesson?
Don't worry, Private Sergeant. I got you.
Bullets. Too fast for its side. You lost your magazine? Don't hold back. You can do it. Understood.
Let me take care of that ship up there.
Cooling.
Yeah, the red ants kind of show you just how difficult this game can be, or how brutal it can be. Because, like, you see all those green dots in the upper right-hand corner on the minimap, that's basically all items and such. So, things like health, armor, all that good stuff. Like I said, I'm so glad that I just learned that the Tokyo Game Show announced that that we are getting an international release.
Prepare for battle. Yes, sir.
They still not fighting.
Wing and actuator are okay.
Might as well fire this while I can.
Let's do it. Yes, sir.
This is not going to end well. I'm glad I didn't head towards the mountain. I should really stop firing this missile launcher just simply because when you're running uphill, you can end up doing more damage to yourself.
Release power. Okay.
Nah, this isn't going to do anything, unfortunately. So what games are you guys playing? What games were you playing this weekend? Or if you did something else this weekend?
Okay. Weapons ready. An enemy. Sensors. Pick through the enemy.
Oh, there you go.
System
You made more progress in Dragon Quest XI. Nice. That is definitely another RPG I've got to get. I think I've narrowed down my my next 2 choices for RPG of the month. There's one I'm tempted on doing, though. Although I don't think well, I would be allowed, but I don't know how long the game actually is. That's one of the big issues. Because I don't remember if I actually could find any, You hate Dragon Quest XI. Is it a character, or should I not ask because of spoiler stuff? If it's related to spoilers, then I don't mind. Spent 3 hours in the casino. Let me guess, you spent all your money. Did you spend all your money? Did you spend all your money? Inquiring minds want to know, are you broke?
We're going in.
Like the one thing that probably should never happen in an RPG, and you went bankrupt. No, you didn't go bankrupt. Okay. If you didn't go bankrupt, then the only other thing I can think of is that you've made the game too easy for yourself. Because you have money now. I mean, if you have money now, then the game might be too easy.
Yes, sir.
But just... Don't worry, it's okay. EDF soldiers are completely okay fighting up against, taking rocket launcher hits to the face. They're perfectly fine. Speaking of perfectly fine, come on, where's the car? There we go.
Okay. Generator, reduce output. Release power.
Wow, they're actually still alive. Crap. There we go. For the story, we had to earn money to get a reward from the casino to continue the story, but the casino's so rigged. You'll win, and when you progress the story, all the tokens you earn disappear. Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
Yes, sir.
I would not like to have that happen. That actually sucks. Okay, this mission, I hate. I've always hated this mission, actually, playing this solo. Especially online, because I always got myself basically killed right off the bat. It's not an overly difficult mission, but it just always hurt. It always hurt, actually, doing this.
Deploying.
It's actually an incredibly short mission. 3 million tokens disappeared due to story. Oh. Oh, so you overstayed.
This is headquarters. Exterminate the giant.
Well, this is why the tortoise was invented. So the one thing about this stage is that, sometimes D3 makes some exceptions to the rules. And one of their exceptions to the rules for this mission is that none of the buildings can be destroyed. You can destroy some of the stuff. But, for the most part, though, you can't actually destroy the buildings in this stage. And surprisingly enough, there's actually only one spawn point in this stage. So as long as you actually destroy the nest here, you should be fine. But the downside is, though, it's pretty durable. And there's always there's always all these spiders constantly spawning. But what always happened to me is that basically I always kept getting grabbed. And so I couldn't actually do anything. Yeah, no, like I've played this, yeah, I know. It makes sense why they made him invulnerable. It's just one of those things like, why? I really should be aiming at the other one. There we go. Unless he hides behind the building. Is he it's seriously gonna stay there? But yeah, so basically one of these fighters, Vitarius's, would actually end up just hitting me. And so I wouldn't actually be able to do anything. And that's what always made this actually really, really hard for me to beat. Like, specifically as, like, a wing diver and such. I always had trouble doing this as a wing diver. Well, at least this... As a ranger, it's not as bad. But it's still kind of... That was a mission you never want to do solo. Speaking of another mission you never really want to do solo. This is the mission. This is the mission that kind of showed you how... the direction this game was going to take. What the heck? Yeah, so we're basically only keeping the, we're keeping the air tortoise for a while, actually. Stingray.
Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna stick with the Stingray. You'll see basically what this mission is. This is a special mission. Special mission.
31. As you fall back, draw the enemies into shooting range of the snipers. Ranger 31, roger that.
Remember I said the maps were just so gigantic?
Large numbers of giant insects are approaching. All units, prepare to attack.
This is so they could do something like this.
Ranger 31, the enemies will soon be in sniper range. Hurry. All units, commence attack.
What are you so happy about? We're the world's only family. Fight bravely. Sir, yes, sir! Against acid. We're the only ones with this firepower. I still have fight left in me. The enemy's over there. Don't come here. You won't lose.
How many ants can you want to fight in one at once?
Weapon is too heavy.
This was like the moment.
On your left. They'll be surprised. Be careful. There's still some around. Sir, yes, sir. I never thought you'd be the one to save me. Save me! Overstand it! Somebody! Somebody! My arm is cracked! I'm coming to help! Save me! The enemy is dead!
This is really difficult to actually do solo on normal if you don't have enough health. Because a lot of your units are going to die here.
That is correct. Save me! We did it! As expected. Mooney, I owe you one. We did it! Bring it on! Reloading. Back me up. Loading understood, sir. Break clear.
This is Scout. Giant insects are heading to the shore. There are so many.
I'll take out the shield screen.
And now we're being
We
surrounded.
have power frame and army. Show them our overwhelming power. EDF! EDF! Why did you sign up for such a dangerous mission? For my wife.
I'm actually surprised that tank actually killed one of them.
On your left! Destroy them! EDF! EDF! Bullet! Go back to outer space! Out of ammo! Reloading now! Do something! I'm out of ammo! We got one! Who's next? That's great! We got it! Which way's the enemy? Yes!
For the pride of EDF!
Commander, I won't let you die, sir. What a crash!
Look how many ants. And like I said, the ground is my enemy in this game. Watching this reminds me of the Spider-Man villain that's made out. There's a Spider-Man villain made out of bees? You know, for all my time actually of listening to I Am 3D Homer, who can actually speedrun Spider-Man for the Super Nintendo. You should honestly ask him about that. Probably don't actually even need to fire the missile that direction. So those blue dots are actually all of our allies. Come on. There we go.
Giant insects are closing in on the combat area.
Look how many insects. This is actually not a bad. This is honestly actually a fun mission for me. Just simply because it just shows how many enemies and how gigantic the maps actually are. Like this map here is actually used for quite a few missions. The Swarm, and apparently he is also, well, it is the Marvel Universe, so anything probably related to Hydra is apparently Nazis. I mean, it was all going okay until they decided to make Captain America not a Hydra agent for some strange reason. So what I'm actually trying to do is make sure I don't target the same ant twice. Because once it actually destroys its target, it just flies off like that. It basically becomes it goes from a super smart missile to a dumb missile.
Yes, sir. Gotta swap my magazine. Someone cover the left like we understood. Understood. This isn't good.
Plus, I am a huge fan of gigantic explosions.
You are my hero. I'm begging. Let me down. I'm used to it. Are you okay? I'll shoot this thing. I'll be grateful to you forever. What the? Hold on. Fight. I don't know what's going. Just graze me. Somebody.
I'll tell you right now, this on a higher difficulty level is actually really difficult because it's basically just you left.
Don't die. Don't die. No matter. Should have hurried. I was almost dead.
You need to get away from me.
Let me down. Do something.
Oh, its name is Swarm.
I have nothing to thank you for. I was fine by myself. We got one. Man down.
Ah, don't worry, we need the ammo and there's plenty of health here.
Somebody save me! I've been hit. Over here. Hurry and help me!
Trying to help you. You're like the lone survivor. Like, literally, you're the lone survivor. Is it still? How? Are you? I am.
I'm out of bullets. Back
Join the join the EDF. They said. Is he serious? He is actually the lone survivor. This is the sole soldier that survived this entire thing. If this was on any higher difficulty, he wouldn't even be alive. Okay, this one's actually a... This is a fun one, but at the same time, this is kind of a drawn-out mission. I'm honestly not a huge fan of this mission. Like, there's just some missions in this game that are just left out. Steve is a trooper. Against all odds, he'll live. He will live.
Deploying.
So if anything, we'll probably actually do this. I'll probably do this today, or for today and tomorrow. And then from the rest of the,
Grindbusters have made impact.
I just realized I made a gigantic mistake. So, we'll probably do this tomorrow as well. But, on Monday is actually when we're going to start a new RPG.
Sir, yes, sir. Man, that's awesome.
Ranger team, move forward and exterminate the enemy.
All right, move.
So the reason why I'm jumping is just to make sure these missiles actually launch and don't blow up.
Gentlemen, yes,
Because walking downhill is also dangerous.
I'm ready for yes, sir. Yes, the enemy.
I might actually end up have killed Private Sergeant in the process. It's like, only when you're on a level surface it's fine. Just actually destroy you in one shot. I don't think that missile's gonna have clearance. Good effort, though. Good effort, though.
Keep moving. Don't lose focus.
This is Fencer 1. We're attacking the transport ships. Back us up! We have fencers attacking the transport ships. Support them.
Roger that. We'll be there. They're in combat up ahead. Let's haul them out. Commander, I will protect you, sir. Beyond you. Enemy down. This isn't good. Just let him out.
You have no idea how many times I've actually had to not fire just to keep my men, just to keep those soldiers alive.
Back me up. No way. Amazing.
Good shot.
One enemy down. Go.
Ah, darn it.
Commander, I won't let you.
Transport ship destroyed.
This is Fencer 1. We are heavily outnumbered. Where's our backup?
Come on. Nobody's dying on our watch.
I just love how loud this game is. There we go.
Yes, sir. Contact from the scouts.
It's raining armor boxes.
All Grindbusters fired. We'll leave the rest to you. Midnight. Return to headquarters. Ranger team, destroy the remaining transport ships.
Let's
Give me that armor.
last transports.
Is that? Oh, that was another piece
There's
of
only
armor.
one left. Let's take it down.
There was a city here. Emphasis on was.
No mistake.
Also, that can happen as well. That's why I said, you always want to fire on a flat piece of land. Or jump and fire. That's also the safer bet. Give him a taste of American justice. I'm actually not firing this missile yet.
See that? You're good.
We have a problem. There's a giant creature incoming.
What? What about the defense line?
Seems to have broken through.
See, like, that stuff happens every single time.
Attention all units. Danger. Danger. A new species of
Well, at the very least, I can take down the, take out the buildings.
What's she talking about? Crap, what's going on? Just take out that transport. If it's on their side, shoot it. It's us or them. Simple as that. Loading. You can't die here! Leave it to me! Go to hell! Reloading out!
Have you ever wanted to just destroy a building with your own hands? You know, if the Earth wasn't being completely destroyed, you probably would have. I could think of a bunch of industries would be thrilled to actually have to rebuild all that new houses and such.
Sir, yes, sir!
Oh, what the hell is that?
You know, why isn't there actually?
Too big.
Listen, we're giant killers. This is what we do. Prepare to attack. He's good as dead already. But how can we? You want to let that thing run around loose? Then let's put him down. Reloading. Back me up. Yes, sir.
See, so one thing I never figured out for this
If we don't
mission
stop it here and now, more towns will pay the price.
is
Soldiers,
how to
bring
get it
down
to
that
leave as
giant.
fast as possible. And I've always had it in my mind that if you just destroy the surrounding area, he'll actually just leave. And so I don't know if it's actually damage or not. So what I usually do, I just don't fire at him, because all the NPCs are firing at him. And I just destroy the surrounding area. But just to kind of show just how massive these maps are, this was actually the 3rd stage. We were just positioned somewhere else as our starting point. Like, that's how big these maps actually are. I always thought it was time, so you just gathered items. Yeah, that's the other thing, but there's honestly not many enemies on this map. I think one of the worst things was it on, I think it was easy, actually. I had this mission last a long time because the Air Guinness, that's what this is actually called here. Let's actually look at the Air Guinness. Let's appreciate not Godzilla. Let's also give him a missile.
Sir, yes, sir! Loading. Back me up for 2 seconds. Understood, sir. No matter how big he is, we can wear him down if we keep on shooting. It's nice to meet you. This Commander! EDF! EDF!
I'm actually very lucky. I did not get squished by that.
That is correct. We need a commander. Enemy approaching. Someone! Sir, yes, sir! I'm out of bullets. From the right. Back me up. Buy me some time. I'll kill you.
What is this creature? Give me all the data we have.
We haven't got much yet. There's no other species like it in the record books. Intel first spotted it when they picked up new seismic readings out in the Pacific. When we saw it moving toward land, we built a defense line on the coast, but it broke straight through like it didn't even notice. From there, it went right for the city. So far, it looks like
Oh,
hide is natural armor, too tough for any of our weapons.
That can't be true.
We keep hitting it over and over, but no matter what we do, it just doesn't make a scratch.
What are we supposed to do now?
yeah, I thought this was like a time mission too, but like I said, I can't tell.
Could anything possibly stand up to this much firepower?
But hey, I don't mind firing at the Air Guinness. What happened to that one? Even down to its own lightning breath.
It's walking away like nothing happened.
Okay, yeah,
Still
it's
don't
leaving now.
believe it. There is no such thing as an unkillable monster.
And he just leaves. Bye bye, Air Guinness. We'll see you soon.
For reference, this creature is now designated Guinness.
Oh, I can't even knock you into the air. I thought I could. What? Okay, this was actually a mission I do need to change my weapon.
Choose loadout. Rangers can equip
Which mission do it, which one did I use? I think it was the Emerald. Yeah, it was the Emerald. Oh, looks like we got a new soldier here, Kulin. Playing a wing diver, nice.
Deploying.
I don't think in the next tonight and tomorrow we'll be able to go through the entire campaign. Unfortunately, like I said, these missions do take a while to actually get through. Like, we're already an hour in, and we've only gone through maybe 3, 4 missions?
An elite unit is here!
Maybe 5 missions, maybe?
It's a new enemy type. Be careful.
The enemy noticed! The enemy found us!
So the likelihood of actually these missiles actually hitting any of these is very rare. But if it happens, I'm not gonna be against it.
Crap! I'm out of ammo! Out of ammo! If you give up, it's over!
Because these are really slow moving missiles here.
Hold back! Pull the trigger! Afraid that it goes
What I normally do is actually pull out this one here. It's a lot less range though.
I will be your command.
And it can only fire 1 missile per target.
Loading!
But it is a lot faster, and it can do multi-target.
I'll fill you with holes! I'll back you up! I can't believe it! What power is this?
Yeah, but these are the red drones. These guys are actually have some serious firepower.
Situation report. Giant insect nests have been found all throughout the world.
There are also little loot pinatas too.
Attacks by quadruped walking fortresses has increased, and damage just continues to spread. EDF forces must disperse, making counterattack difficult. There is report of a massive attack strategy that should break the situation wide open.
There we go.
Don't hold back! Pull the trigger! Buy me some time!
I like how one of my missiles is still chasing after it.
I don't have bullets! It's working! Not working!
God bless these tortoise missiles. They're dedicated. And that's why I love them. They'll hit them, eventually.
Don't hold back! Pull the trigger!
Also, that's the other funny thing about these drones, is they'll just get knocked about. Is there? Oh, there is a second one still alive. I thought that was... This was actually another mission I actually had a lot of problems on.
Okay!
That was always another mission I actually had problems with. Just because they just took a lot of abuse. Alright, so let me get my rocket launcher back.
Choose loadout. Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
So now I can actually use the volcano, but I'm not going to because I care more about... I've learned at the very least in this game, you want to, unless it's very specific weapons, you want to care more about damage. And the rocket launcher is pretty much your staple as your weapon.
Deploying.
Trying to think which mission this was, actually. Was this an online-only mission? Yeah, this was an online-only mission.
This is Strategic Command Headquarters. The giant insects catch humans with their pinchers. If you get caught, you can't escape on your own. Move in pairs, and if your partner is caught, save him immediately.
Just gonna do this from here. Okay, that's actually pretty impressive you're able to actually hit that. Hopefully that'll actually destroy the nest. Is that thing's still alive? There it goes, it's dead now. Also, this is kind of the situation where you really aren't going to be getting much ammo or armor from the stage. There we go. That takes care of that one. Uh-oh. Stay back. You can all die here. Also, I love how they're just, like, walking at a, slow frame rate. They're not actually slower. They are actually still moving at the same speed, but their animations are kind of like, what is it, if you play, Super Mario Odyssey. Like, you go far away enough, and they'll start to go walking at a slower, like, you'll see their animations, like, kind of skip cycles. It's not smooth. It's honestly an interesting trick for game development. So did the wing diver destroy the nest? Ugh. Go away. Yeah, how's that feel? How does that feel? God, I love the Havoc engine. Physics engines are amazing. Yeah, we didn't even get anything. This mission. So if you thought Crimson was over the top, this is another one that just takes off in terms of how ridiculous, in terms of scale, the battle actually is. Like, we actually, I remember, what was it, playing this with John, K-Head, and Exposure, and we had a lot of problems trying to complete this mission.
We have to hold our ground. There are people behind us we have to protect.
If I was smart, I would actually just, because you can, this is actually one of the first missions you can actually take direct command of platoons and such.
Attacked aircraft arrived above Zone 2.
Commence air raid.
Whoever kills the most buys dinner. No way. Understood? Let's talk about this tomorrow.
Oh, that's impressive. That must be one of the wing diver's grenades.
What should I take out next? Which way's the enemy? The enemies are smashed to pieces! The enemy shot!
Attack successful.
So, there's a lot of Hectors, as you can see.
Destroy the enemies who
There,
survive the air raid.
there's a lot.
Ready to shoot! Enemy approaching! Remain calm! Sorry,
This is Scout. The enemy is approaching Zone 3.
enemy nearby. Check the enemies you hit. Bring it! Yes, sir! Come here! Prepare to shoot!
Commence air raid in Zone 3.
I'll kill you! I'll shoot you! What should I take out next? It's your turn.
This is Scout 6. Large units are approaching Zone 1.
Sure!
I don't mind sitting back here with the tanks.
Has commenced.
I prefer to actually live. Kulin is probably gonna die. Kulin's alive. That's impressive. With like one pit of health. Tortoise missiles for everyone! I know these are slow traveling, but I'm not gonna worry about it. These will probably accidentally hit another Hector or two. Speaking of accidentally hitting another Hector or two.
Enemy found.
Air raid is commencing again.
Unfortunately, Newton, I don't have an air... Well, I'm not playing the air raider, at least not this time around. If I had... Yeah, this was actually the map. We summoned so many, oh god, which one was it called? I completely forgot what it was called.
Spotted near the Hectors.
I literally just thought of the Proteus, I actually forgot what the giant mech was.
Pointless as long as those shields are up. It'll be dangerous, but we have to move in. Tanks, move forward and draw their fire. Get as close to the shields as possible. Infantry units, follow the tanks.
Well, that missile's was a waste.
Time. Move through the shields while the tanks can still cover you.
So, this stage throws so many enemies at you, there's actually an item limit on this stage. So, even if it's something you don't need, like a health pack, probably should still pick it up. Speaking of picking up stuff. And, which also sucks, there are shield screens. Which means we have to go inside. Or at least they'll be nice enough to go outside for us. Yeah, this game's kinda nuts. Like, that's why, like, there's high hopes for EDF 5. There's one. There's two. Yeah, so these guys aren't even really dropping any more items just because there's actually an item limit. Thankfully, these guys actually explode really quickly. Even if there's a little speck of the enemy outside the shield screen, you can actually fire on them. I don't think any... No, none of those soldiers actually lived. Heck... Oh, there's his. Still trying to actually get as many things as I can. Which, let's actually start doing some damage. I think Private Sergeant and Coolin are doing the smart thing and actually, yeah, they went for the shield screens. While the rest of the Hectors are chasing me. There we go. Damn it, get off of me. I don't know why I'm not firing. Always follow the rule. Always be firing.
Request support from the Armor Division.
This is Scout. There are many giant insects in Zone 1 and Zone 2.
Another air raid is commencing in Zone 2.
So,
Zone 2, an air raid is coming.
solo playing this was actually very difficult because you wouldn't actually get any benefit from the air raid. But because Coolin and Private Sergeant actually did the right thing and took out the... They just dove for those shield bearers.
Look, the enemies are gonna blow.
Like I said, this is very, like, there's a lot of
Armor division has
spectacle
arrived.
for this game.
Armor division.
There's a ton of
launch an
spectacle
attack.
for this game. There we go.
This is Scout. The enemies are approaching Zone 4.
Commence air raid in Zone 4.
This is Scout. Many enemies in Zone 5. It's an incredible number.
You can get away from me. I am firing missiles and happy just firing those.
There are flying drones in the sky.
Oh right, there's also flying drones in this stage too.
There's so many.
Some of the flying drones are heading to Zone 2.
They're far away. Get closer.
I mean, the only thing that could actually make this even more perilous would be if they added spiders.
This party's not over yet. Yes, sir.
This is Zone 1. We're being attacked by the enemy flying drones.
This is also one of the stages, if you're actually playing an air raider, you actually lose your ability to call for air support and such.
Ready to shoot.
We're being attacked from the ground and the sky. There's no way we can hold out.
Permission to fire. Forgot the bullets.
This is Zone 4. There are too many enemies. We need support from the Air Force.
Hey, does it hurt?
Zone 4. Hold your ground.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Hurry up. No way. Come this way.
The flying drone attacks are severe. We can't hold out much longer.
It just loading up. Loading up.
So, your chances of actually missing, even if you're a terrible shot,
With the flying drones.
is very low.
The flying drones are too great in number.
At least until they start
Bombers
not
left
grouping
the
up.
combat area to get away from the flying drones.
Don't you point your
Aircraft and artillery are also leaving the combat area.
this.
Damn it. The ground units can't hold on without support.
I'm actually surprised we're killing everything so quickly. Alright, here's another wave of Hectors too.
It looks like an attack craft Artemis formation is breaking into the combat area.
Gotta swap my magazine.
Impossible. We'll become prey of the flying drones.
Prepare to shoot. Bring it. We'll turn you into Swiss cheese.
Artemis, under attack from flying drones.
I'm trying to remember how much health these Hectors actually have.
Artemis, half have been shot down.
Poor Private Sergeant.
The attack craft Artemis has arrived in the combat area. Air raid will commence.
Oh. Hi, Ant. How you doing? Nah, Coolin and Private Sergeant are actually kicking ass. They're doing a fine job. But if you're talking about the rest of the army, yeah.
This is Whale, returning to combat area. Whale, watch out. You'll be attacked by flying drones. We know the danger, but we cannot leave the ground units behind.
You were only juggled a little bit. Yeah, you did fine.
Whale, arrived at combat area.
They're on the way. Yes, sir.
Speaking of getting juggled.
Take my ammo. I'm out of bullets. Back me up. Got it to me.
This is Whale. Prepared to fire 120mm cannon. On standby for attack orders.
Permission to fire. Hit.
You can get a lot of armor from this mission. Just like a standard playthrough, you get a lot of armor. Which is what I think Coolin and Private Sergeant are also trying to do.
Sharon bomber is in the air. If you need it, put in a request for an attack.
I actually can't believe we destroyed them all.
Currently circling in the air. Ground units, I'm with you. Don't forget that you have friends in the air.
The downside about the Ranger, it's not mobile at all. Yeah, so let's see here. You can see how many duplicates we got from all the weapons. But we also got 144 armor. So there is actually a formula that for each of the classes here. I think Ranger is as close to 1-to-1. Like Wing Diver I think is 0.5 for every armor pack you pick up. So you're not actually really getting a lot. This is actually one of those missions where I can't really bring my air tortoise.
Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
This is actually one of the underground missions. You know, actually, I'll bring a shotgun. I don't normally bring the shotguns, and it wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly. I think what's our other ones here? We could bring a flamethrower. Unfortunately, flamethrowers I don't think you can actually refuel. That's one of the unfortunate parts. You can't refuel them. Or, you know what, let's bring a shotgun. I normally bring assault rifles, but let's bring a shotgun.
Deploying.
After analyzing the data on how the giant insects appear,
God, I'm not used to
found out
this.
that the queen is somewhere in this
You
area.
take your flamethrower, but it's horrible to control with the mouse. Yeah, it kind of is.
Unless we take out
I'd agree with you on that with the Fencer's flamethrower.
multiply, and they will take over this region. We have to kill the queen by any means necessary. We're counting on each of you to push yourself to the limit.
There's a specific shotgun that I actually really liked. It was like one that actually, and I think it's like a high level one too. It actually would just pierce through, it would pierce through sprites. So all these bodies and such I wouldn't have to even deal with. And there's apparently one behind us? Get out of here. The only downside about flamethrowers with the Ranger is you can't reload. With the Fencer though you can. So the Fencer basically gets unlimited flamethrower in this game. Oh crap, I forgot about this part. And this is why explosions are the best. I'm okay. Alright. I think Coolin had to go AFK or something.
To save our Mother Earth from any alien attack.
It's a shame we don't have any allies with us. I would have them sing.
EDF! EDF!
I don't think I'm even hitting them because of all the bodies that are left around. Yeah, it's the bodies I'm shooting. I honestly don't know what to expect from EDF 5, honestly. Like, it's... Like, I don't even know what to expect from that game. Because I'll be honest, at times I feel like I am playing, like, a very well-polished PlayStation 2 game. Thank goodness you don't actually have to wait on your allies.
Storm team, follow me. This way.
It's the Shotgun Brigade!
Please come with me. Found an enemy. The party's about commencing battle. EDF! Permission to fire. Shot it down. Are you okay, sir? Watch out on the left. Yes, sir.
I'll be honest, you pretty much could go through this entire game with probably just your rocket launcher and you'd be fine.
Reloading. Gotta swap my magazine.
I honestly wonder what the mechs are gonna be like and such. Like, cause the one weakness of this game, I'd say, honestly, actually is with the air raider. Cause controlling the vehicles in this game is garbage. And I don't know if they actually meant for you to play with, like, a gamepad or anything like that, but at least when it comes to keyboard, controlling something like the helicopter or even the tanks isn't really all that great.
I hear something. The enemy's coming. Get ready. Yes, sir.
Although, just to say, though, the helicopter in this game is actually really good.
It's the enemy. This way. The party's about to start. Understood. It's your turn. Let me out. Hey, you alive? Understood. He's mine.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Oh. I'll save you, men.
If you give up, it's over. From vicious giant insects who have once again come back. The EDF deploys.
I think I've been grabbed by an ant.
What the? The enemy's dead! There! Can't find my magazine! Our soldiers are prepared for any alien threats! The Navy launches ships, the Air Force sends their jets, and nothing can withstand our fixed bayonets! The EDF deploys! Our forces have now dwindled and we pull back to regroup. The enemy has multiplied and formed a massive group. We better beat these bugs before we're all turned to soup. The EDF deploys.
Love that song.
My heart is beating like crazy. I can't hear anything. How far down does this cave go?
This cave goes down pretty deep. Pretty deep. Trying to remember, actually. I think we still have like 2 or 3 more waves to actually deal with.
Going underground from this hole, Ranger Team and Storm Team exterminate nearby enemies. Secure the hole for the following units.
I remember, like, this was actually the mission. I actually now remember. This was the mission I actually got stuck on hardest. There's another verse of the song, but only... Yeah, there's actually a couple of special versions of the EDF song. It's only done on specific stages. So there are special songs that are actually done. And even there's actually a few, like, there's like a jazz version of the song. It's not actually played in the game, but apparently for some reason it actually exists. Or people have made a jazz composition of the EDF theme song. I think I'm...
Have to go home. There's no way I'm gonna die here. Behind you. We hit it.
Yeah, I think this is actually the mission we have to actually jump all the way down. Where? There it is.
We took them out. It's all thanks to you. The scouts found signs of the enemy. Hit.
You can also see kind of how dark this game gets.
Sounds good.
It gets pretty dark.
I feel like I'm going crazy. This underground adventure thing is kind of thrilling.
Also, was that just me, or did that actually sound like Prompto from Final Fantasy 15? Anything that gives you light, I'm all in support for. Ah. I hate it when actually, like, you blow up a bug, and their body flies at you, and you end up hitting, like, that one piece of the body. And you just end up blowing yourself up in the process. Okay, how the heck did Kulin damage himself?
Looks like there are many giant insects under the hole. Proceed cautiously.
It was always right here is where I actually got destroyed. Like, this is literally the last wave of enemies on hardest. Was it? Yeah, it was hardest, actually. I did do this on hard. But on hardest, offline, though, this is where, like, I saw, like, the gold or green ants, and they just obliterated me. It's like, I could not go through this solo. And in offline mode, it's unrestricted, so you can bring whatever weapons you want, and you just have whatever your max actual health is. I also regret not having my missile launcher now. I actually have thoughts about going back to Final Fantasy 15. That does seem like a fun game to play on the side. Because I actually streamed the entire thing, not the entire thing, I didn't go for 100%, but I streamed the main campaign. And I had a lot of fun doing it, but I know I missed so much from that game, because at least the first half of the game, the open world part, was honestly kind of fun. Now I really wish I brought my missile launcher. Also, you can damage your own allies, too. That's the other part that kinda... Well, I just killed him.
I'm loading now.
Cursed mummy. Let's see if he'll actually stick around here. We're actually near the end, so we should be good. Let's see how patient this person is. I think we're actually close to a full squad. I do hope they actually add more online functions, like let the person creating the room. I think you can actually kick people now that I think about it. Where the heck is the last one? There it is.
Clear. I hate confinement.
I am so switching back to my missile launcher. This shotgun is... Look at the spread on this shotgun. It is not good. Was this the mission? Hang on a second, I want to check something. Okay, it's the next mission. Actually, I don't want this shotgun. I do not want this shotgun, because that would actually hurt us more than help us.
Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
Let's see. Yeah, let's just go with the AR-15. Let's just go with the AR-15. Or the AF. Not many thrills, but it'll do. It'll work for us.
Deploying.
I don't think the air raider's gonna be able to really use the
There are too many roads and we can't protect you. If you're attacked by the enemy there, it's over.
Oh, never mind. He actually was able to get it. All right.
Storm team, you're not moving. What happened?
Kinda surrounded.
This is the transportation team. A depth crawler is on its way.
Ooh, was that a second depth crawler? Or did his blow up already? I could see his blowing up already.
Team, what's going on?
Actually, it looks like Cursed Mummy's got this. Good job, man. This was also a really difficult mission on hard mode and higher. Just because you get surrounded. And the other downside is you have to actually look for the last of these insects.
We're carrying a depth crawler. We'll be arriving in the combat zone soon.
I think I just went...
Support is on the way. Don't give up.
Is that a spider over there or is it an ant? It was a spider. That takes care of you. I think I just destroyed his own vehicle. I destroyed his vehicle. I am sorry, Cursed Mummy. You're gonna buy EDF, then you forgot to? Well, honestly, now that we know EDF 5 is coming out on PS4, only currently, I hope it does come out on PC, I'd say hold off on it, because it is coming out December 11th, 2018, so you might be in a better position if you do own a PS4, just to kind of wait for the 5th iteration. Plus, also remember, I am going to start, on Monday, I'm going back to the RPGs, so the next RPG I have says it's going to take about 20 days for me to get through at 2 hours a night. So, I'm assuming, once again, this is kind of one of the... This is honestly the downside about streaming RPGs. Is... They take a while. RPGs are no easy feat to stream. Because you just have to consistently be at it. Or else you're not going to make any sort of progress. Oh, how's it going, Cursed Mummy? I didn't expect you to actually be here. Speaking of, how you doing, man? How is your night going?
Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
Hopefully you're having yourself a good night. Glad you can actually join us. Don't worry, just to let you know, man, just play at your own pace and enjoy yourself. You, on the other hand, don't have a PS4, so EDF is you. Yeah, no, same here, Private Sergeant. I just really hope people... Like, honestly, the best thing... Yes, actually, I pretty much... Here's the thing, like, there's always that last-second possibility to change. And there's actually been a couple of times where I've actually changed my... I literally have changed my mind at the last second. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna stream this for the month. And then, just on the day, it's like... No, I've changed my mind. I'm going to do this stream. Or I'm going to do this RPG instead. It's happened.
Deploying.
Actually, a couple of times. What was it? I had a choice between Trails of the Sky and another RPG, and I decided at the last second to actually switch over to Trails in the Sky, you know, The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky.
What should I take out next?
So I kind of leave things to literally the last second sometimes, just because it's sometimes hard just to actually figure out what I want to do. I'm laughing because I want to be able to just actually... I just want to be able to shoot at the Retarius. Speaking of Retarius... Like, I'm torn right now between, should I play a new IP? Well, not a new IP, but a different IP? Or something else? Or just from another, or not, like, a different franchise I've never done before. Or, like, do a continuation from another publisher we've had before. Publisher or developer. Like, I've streamed a couple of Falcom games this year already. And I like Falcom games. Falcom RPGs are really, really good. They're really, really enjoyable, and they honestly are actually probably my, like, my go-to. Like, the Ease games, for example. Those are really, really good. What? Oh! Hi, Chris Mummy. How you doing, buddy? Oh, there he is. Thank you. I don't think that's actually gonna hit him. Though I know... What? Can I... No, that Retarius is alive. What gives? Yeah, you can have that. So yeah, Legend of the Sky, because the reason I actually kind of held back on Legend of the Sky was it was a strategy RPG. It was a grid-based RPG. And that's kind of difficult to stream, because you never know if it's, you know, if it's something that's very quick to go through, or if it takes its time. Like, I honestly thought this year that my longest RPG would be Final Fantasy 15. Like, in March, that was honestly my most ambitious project for streaming RPGs, and I just fell down the hole. So no, like I said, it could change at the last second. It's happened a couple of times this year. What was it? I had plans to get... I actually had plans to do Ease 8. That was actually one of my ideas for this year, but unfortunately, I wasn't in a position... No, every single insect needs to die, and... Where the heck are you? I see you, Private Sergeant. Thank you for marking. I think it's Q to mark. Yeah, so we have to actually climb up this entire thing. This mission was also kind of difficult. This is actually another one of those online-only missions. And what makes it difficult is, well, it's always dark. Yeah, but I thought Final Fantasy 15 was going to be the most ambitious and longest RPG. I'm trying to think what was the most difficult I've had to do so far. Just ignore him. Ignore the ant. You can kill him on the way down. But honestly, this year has been honestly surprising, just going through each of the RPGs.
This is the transportation team. We're carrying a depth crawler.
You don't have much to travel. I think that, yep, there's the other nest. Yeah, I can see that happening if you're playing with a gamepad. Go. It's still alive. What the heck? Yeah, there's only actually 2 nests here on this stage. But you can see just how much health these things actually have. Actually, just go back to the tortoise. No! Oh, well, someone killed it. I don't know who killed it, but good. Good. It wasn't me. That's the important part. I will say, controlling those the depth crawler is actually kind of difficult, honestly. But they're cool, though. They're really cool. Should probably... You know, against my better judgment, I'm gonna keep with the air tortoise. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna keep it. I just love this weapon now too much now to let it go. I'm trying to think, actually, what other RPGs did I actually go through? I did E7. I've done Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky. Those are the 2 Falcom ones. I've done Final Fantasy 15, so that's the Square Enix one. I've done the Penny Arcade RPGs.
A depth crawler is on its way.
Ranger 25, Storm Team is headed your way. Join them.
Roger. Waiting for Storm Team.
Storm Team, Ranger 25 is ahead of you. Join them.
Yeah, if you have a group of friends and stuff for that, I envy you.
I will obey. Thank God you're here. We'll fight with you. I said straight ahead. Sounds good.
Neither the people I regularly play before in EDF. Honestly, it's... I've noticed a lot more people don't exactly have as much ambition to play something extremely simple. Which is kind of ironic considering so many people are playing Fortnite. And that's literally the same type of shooting mechanic, almost the same type of shooting mechanics and gameplay that you get from this game. Coolin, you are insane, buddy. You are insane. Ooh, I'll actually grab that armor. You missed it, those are rangers standing out to the rangers like a pyramid. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Yeah, the great thing about the Air Raider is that they can actually power up your units and such. So we're actually doing a lot more damage because of Cursed Mummy. Yeah, so this is actually the depth crawler here. There's actually a couple different versions. There's a flamethrower version. There's a... That is actually really smart. I didn't think about that. That is really cool.
Is there really a queen?
You can attach it to your vehicle.
Years ago, they found the queen and killed her. Someone actually carried out this idiot mission?
I wonder. No, I don't think you can step on it. Someone's way ahead. I think it's Private Sergeant and Coolin. Don't worry, we'll play catch up. We'll play catch up.
Bring it on. Bring it. I'll kill you.
Trying to think here, what other RPGs have I done actually? Final Fantasy 15 was the Square Enix one.
There are many casualties. We cannot continue.
I did the Penny Arcade one, so that was Zeboyd Games and Hothead. I did Neptunia, you're right, so there's the Compile Heart. That was theirs. What other ones? I consider the Penny Arcade ones kind of all in one, but I don't own the last episode.
Ranger 23, answer me. Ranger 23.
I think what else I actually did. I did one a month. I don't have my list. I should actually make a list now that I think about it. No, don't fire the missile launcher. Let's not fire the missile launcher. See, this is why actually I'm not a huge fan of the new tag system for Twitch, is that I miss... Like, I can easily search all of my games and such by just using, like, my user... Like, I had it set up so I was like, okay, I could use my username, I could use the category, so it'd be the backlog, the name of the game, and if I was smart, unfortunately apparently I didn't think about it, I should have actually just put in the name, the month I actually played it on, in.
I don't know my current position. Where did everyone go?
Really hot underground. Did you hear something?
Because Twitch's actual search engine itself is actually pretty good. The downside is, though, it never really took advantage of it, and the new tag system is so limiting. I was strolling through the nest one day,
Lost my team.
in the very merry month of September.
This is HQ. Don't move carelessly. You'll be spotted.
This
by
is a
the
bad
giant
idea, but I'm not. I regret nothing.
nearby. If you don't
I
move,
regret
there won't
nothing.
be a chance to make contact with them.
I think I just killed all the wing divers. I think I just killed all the wing divers doing that. And I almost killed Coolin and Private Sergeant. I'm sorry. I think the one company I'm not going to be doing is actually NIS. And that's simply because Disgaea games are so inefficient. They're so incredibly inefficient to actually go through that they're... You kind of can't... If you get stuck in an NIS game,
Complete this operation.
you get stuck.
For the ones that have fallen.
Because then, that's like the one... That's actually the one RPG I'm always afraid of actually doing, just simply because I feel like you have to grind in those games. Like, there's not a choice on it. You just have to do it. What is... I'm not shooting the walls here. Now this is the EDF I know and love. Oh, the Wink Coolin has the grenade. Okay. So this electric light show we're seeing here is actually because of Coolin's grenade.
This is Scout 4. We found the Queen's...
This is the transportation team. We're carrying a death caller.
I'll protect you, officer.
Okay, the backup you need will be there soon. Hang in there.
Strong team. You're angels in this hell. I've been waiting for someone to show up. Take me with you. They noticed us. To save our mother Earth from any alien attack, from vicious giant insects who have once again come back. We'll unleash our forces. We won't cut them any slack. The EDF deploys.
I loved it the moment I actually discovered these. They actually sing every other verse you do.
The Navy launches ships. The Air Force sends their jets. And nothing can withstand our big bayonets. The EDF deploys.
Hey, how's it going, Will? How are you doing tonight? Which way do we go? I don't think it matters, but still. So, have you guys got any plans, or have you done anything for this weekend or anything like that? I know Newton said he was playing, Dragon Quest. What are the games that you guys playing as of late here? I'm honestly impressed that quite a bit of you actually joined in on this. on this little venture. I've never really considered playing it online, just simply because not many people I know actually own.
Up ahead is the Queen's Hall. Let's go.
Did we need to fall down or not? I actually can't remember. I don't think we actually need to fall down. I think we just need to go straight.
Exterminated.
Yeah, we need to go straight.
This party's not over
Yes,
yet.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
What the hell am I doing here? I have nothing to do.
I know most of you are obviously playing with me here and stuff, but this is actually another difficult mission I've had, because you'll see in a second. So we're actually after the Queen. And I can never figure it out. Every time I play this game solo,
It's too dark to see.
I've always had to brute force my way through this.
They're coming.
It's so hard going back to 4.1 after playing 5. Especially with all the bus aerator.
Yes, sir.
5 is out in Japan, so if Will's talking about EDF 5, he's played it, he's played the Japanese version, which I think the PS4 is region unlocked, so there's no region locking. So if he bought just the Japanese version and threw it in his PS4, then he probably played it.
I'm out of ammo. Keep fighting with me.
I'm just hoping they port it to the PC.
You set you to pieces.
I just hope they port it to the PC. With the Queen, you arced grenades in the chamber from safety. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So the Queen sprays acid. And she just keeps spraying acid. So I never figured out, like, how to actually get through. Because her AoE is just so massive, she just ends up actually... And the Queen's dead. I got you, Coolin. Oh, never mind, there's 2 Queens. That's right, I forgot. Online has 2 Queens, not 1. So here's the Queen. She's massive. She's large and in charge. And she sprays an acid bath at you. Can Fencer just not tank the acid? It just does damage over time. It's like getting hit by a laser. And there goes the other Queen. I'm sorry, Coolin, but the ammo packs are more important. So no, Fencers can't just tank the acid. I mean, Fencers will have the most health in any of the stages. So you can just kind of walk through it. So there's actually an armor limit for if you're playing through this game. So this is normal. You actually get 796 if you're playing as the Ranger class, and it's different for each one. So like Private Sergeant probably has access probably up to, I don't know, I'd assume 1,100 or something like that. And it's different for everyone. So like Coolin, Wing Divers get a lower amount of max armor they could actually bring. Or max, it's pretty much max health. With the speed of the Fencer, you can get by the acid while tanking it. Yeah, see, that's why, like, I don't play the Fencer, so I unfortunately don't know anything about it, though. Without the speed, the acid pushes you back. I never experienced that. It's just, it definitely slows you to a crawl. That's what I'm used to. Is that it just slows you to a crawl, and it's like, oh great, I'm just going to have to tank the damage. Which is why I've always stayed back from, fighting Queens. That's always what makes, actually fighting that so difficult. He says if you don't have a grenade, which honestly I'm going to do from now on, if I play this solo.
The motherships are protected by shield screens, making aircraft attacks ineffective.
Playing Metal Gear Solid 5, nice.
Combat attacks are effective.
That... I think actually that was the year where basically everything was going open world. Like your Metal Gear was open world now. I'm trying to think. Those Final Fantasy announced that it was like going open world. Like
Yes,
everything was going open world like in 2015. It's honestly kind of weird, honestly.
The mothership is powering up the genocide gun.
This is either a really good idea or a really bad idea. Did everyone just kind of go in their own separate direction? Oh my god, those missiles are going to be great. What are you driving? Oh, you're using a Nagling. That's actually really cool. I should probably actually just hit this thing, though.
Coming this way! Don't come this way! Come on! I'll shoot you dead! Show what you've been training for! Yes, sir! Hurry up! Left side! Ready to shoot!
See, I can never get into the Metal Gear games. Like, the one... So, when it comes to the Metal Gear Solid franchise, I was terrible at them. Simply because I could never figure out... And this goes all the way back to, like, the demo disc of Metal Gear Solid. So, we're going back... We're going back quite a few years. I could never figure out how to actually choke the enemy soldiers. So, like, imagine booting up the demo for Metal Gear Solid, being amazed by the visuals and such, and then you can't even get past the first area because of that.
Drones are coming.
More? This army's huge! Don't waste bullets! Draw them in! Warning! Back me up for 2 seconds! Yes, sir! Give him a proper greet. Yes, sir!
Like, it was basically at that point I decided, nope, Metal Gear is not for me.
Just like we planned!
Like, it was even one of the times, like, I actually love reading instruction booklets and such, and even with that, I still couldn't figure it out. So, that actually is what stopped me from the franchise. It's like, I just couldn't figure out the controls. I couldn't wrap them around my head.
Stay calm and aim.
Ah, stupid drones.
Don't let anyone else die! Took down the enemy. Someone cover the back! Yes. Hit! Reload!
Probably should be shooting those things.
Commander! What happened?
I think our commander's dead. It's not even about the patience with stealth. Like, there was actually a game I really enjoyed on the PlayStation that involved stealth. It was Tenchu Stealth Assassins. I love that game, actually, because... And this is the one unfortunate part about that franchise, that it slowly just kind of changed over the years. It just went more in the direction of stealth. Because I played Tenchu, I didn't play Tenchu 2. And I think, honestly, I actually liked that one just because it also had very corny voice acting, but I honestly didn't care about that. Like, I actually enjoyed the performance of the characters. Like, I didn't actually think it was actually bad. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was like, okay, this is actually cool as a game. I loved how it was just over-exaggerated and such. It was entertaining. But in Senchu 1, you could actually, so if you get caught, you could actually fight and defend yourself. And then fast forward to, what's the latest ones? So we're talking about, like, the Nintendo Wii. That's actually the other Tenchu game I actually own. It went full stealth. It went full, complete stealth. And the only time it actually allowed some sort of self-defense combat, which was required for the actual ending of the game, was if you had a sword with you. But then it went to like a weird first-person perspective, and you had to actually use the Wii remote to block attacks. So it was that type of game. You know, it's because everyone wanted to try and use the Wii Remote for something.
Deploy the fencer team as backup.
But if you didn't have the sword, it wasn't even that it was motion controls. Like, for the rest of the game, it actually didn't involve motion controls. It just went to the extreme of being a stealth game, so it was a pure obstacle course. So if you got discovered, you didn't actually lose in the game. You would actually just disappear, and this is gonna sound strange, but you just lost a piece of clothing? I mean, there was a limit on how much clothing you could lose, but every time you got caught by an enemy, you would just use a smoke bomb and run away and have to start over from the starting point of that section. So it was really weird in that sense. Also, Cool and Private Sergeant just absolutely annihilated this stage. Just to let you know. Probably actually pick up some ammo or armor. But yeah, for like I said, it was really, really bad. Like, I actually didn't mind the direction of the story for the Wii version that it was going, because it was basically a port of the PSP, of the PSP itself. Because I think it was that the Wii version was basically also ported to the PlayStation Portable. Also, I love the music for this game. It just kind of it literally does remind me of Dynasty Warriors 3. It's like, here's our corny voice acting, here's our awesome rock and roll.
The operation failed. All units retreat.
Like, I like the Tenchu franchise itself, but I don't think they're going to continue the story or anything like that, because it went pretty... I just wish it was just more like the first one. But this way they took the story and such, took it into a very interesting direction, actually. I'm just gonna say it was interesting. Because I don't want to spoil the actual ending of the Wii PSP version of Tenchu. But as the obstacle course itself, it was actually pretty good. It did do some interesting things with the motion controls, though, like... What was it? If you did waggle the Wii Remote, and this was probably actually the limitation of the motion controls, it would basically doing that was basically just like a quick way to just dive in from one bush to another. But I still would like to have like a an assassin game that would actually do something like the original Tenchu Stealth Assassins, where if you got caught, okay, your rank would go down and stuff, but you could still actually fight the enemy in front of you. And there were actual boss fights and such. So it's like, I actually don't mind stealth games, it's just with Metal Gear Solid, I could never wrap my head around the controls. I can't remember if the spiders here, or the buildings here, are invulnerable.
Destroy the underground tunnel exit.
There's an enemy. It's our turn now.
Ready? Yes, sir.
But we're back to our game. And I also just... Wow, really? Oh crap, it's already 10 o'clock. How the hell did we actually go past this and not realize it's already time? But I'm honestly hoping... So, actually here, Will, you might be able to tell me. I know you're playing. At least I think you're playing. I don't know if you're playing. I don't think you are. So what would you actually give your opinion on EDF 5? I'm interested in just like your... Without spoiling anything. How is it? Like, what are your thoughts on it? Just a brief synopsis.
The enemy! Give him a warm welcome! Yes, sir!
Like, so you say Air Raiders got buffed, that's interesting, but, like, we're like, what the heck has me? Die. Oh, that's... Dude, am I hit by 2? Okay, I'm free. This was actually another mission I always had trouble solo on normal. This was another mission I've always had trouble with, actually. Because solo, doing this on solo was it's difficult. Because the spiders just never stop spawning. We played through Metro and Metro Last Light. In order to get the good ending, you need to stealth for the most part. Ugh. It's more EDF. Technically, you start off as civilian. EDF 5 is technically a PMC. Oh, a private military group? Really? That's a little odd, honestly. Yeah, granted, limited Japanese language. It's kind of like with me. I can read some of the stuff, but then I can't read all of it, and that's kind of my detriment. Also, I think we killed all the Retariuses, and I need to switch to the rocket launcher. I'm gonna guess the only thing that's actually left are the nests. Anyone still stuck up there? Okay, there's a nest. Oh good, Cursed Mummy actually has it. I will say one thing with the keyboard and mouse though, controlling anything in the vehicles is absolutely terrible. It makes sense that EDF is essentially Japan's XCOM and XCOM is a PMC too. It's also way more story heavy, like AI is actually plot relevant and useful. You know, honestly, after like it actually being taken more seriously, I'm actually okay with that. Like I'm in the minority, and I know I'm in the minority, but I actually love a good story. I love a good story in my games. I don't mind it at all. I actually do enjoy stories. I know a lot of people are like, I just want to play the game. And it's like, I do too, but that's why I like things like Enter the Gungeon. Like, if it's plot light, I can understand that, but I still want to be able to actually enjoy the story, or at least something that gives me a reason. It's like, yeah, I want to play this game. But Miyamoto says games don't need story. It doesn't need a novel. Let's put it that way. It doesn't need a novel, but there's always going to be a fundamental story. Aside from say sports games. Sports games are obviously the only real exception, but even then, like, actually no, sports games I will say, sports games don't need story. Like, you know what it is. It's a sports game. It's people actually having fun playing, you know, like Blades of Steel, or was it Tecmo Bowl, and things like that. So those don't need stories. I completely agree. Those actually really don't need stories, because people want to enjoy a virtual sport. Oh my god, where the heck are you, Private Sergeant? I'm coming, buddy! From what you can tell, 5 is basically sort of a remake of 2017. Never actually played 2017. There was another EDF that we missed. Because I knew we were supposed to get like 2 EDF games, one being Heavy Rain, and then there was EDF 5. And I never understood if they were actually one and the same. That was one thing I never really understood. If they were actually one and the same. There we go.
This weapon is too heavy to carry without power push.
Like,
It only seems like that.
I'll take out the shield screen. We are the only
like I said, I don't mind, like, a fundamental plot. Like, this is actually all the plot I need. Aliens have, you know, the bugs have come back, the aliens have come back. And then you kind of get the story develop as it goes, just through the officers and such. 2017 was on 360 and Vita. That's a weird combination. And IRC... And Iron Rain is... what? It's part of the Insect Armageddon family? I didn't even know there were multiple storylines for EDF. I didn't even know. It's, I got your back, Cursed Mummy. I got your back as best as I can. That's actually pretty smart. You should probably back up. I didn't even know there were branching storylines. Oh my god, there's so many enemies. Gigantic ant in front of me, and I still managed to miss. Insect Armageddon was a forgettable Western-developed version of EDF. Weird. I didn't even know that actually existed. It was only made to the PC before 4.1 came out. Wait, so EDF... Wait, the EDF that's on Steam is that Western-developed one? Ah. Alright, I need to actually take care... The Hector... Well, okay. I need to actually take care of the Hectors. I also need to take care of these guys here. Nice, there we go, finally. Insect Armageddon came out ages ago on PC. Yeah, that's... I know there was another EDF on Steam, but the only reason I didn't play it was because... Well, I have this, and the other one was, like, honestly looked even more dated. And with how much, like, how much they're really relying on replayability. What the? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I died. It's not a terrible game, budget, but not bad. No, I'm used to playing some budget games that I actually enjoyed playing. I think actually what I might actually do next year is actually might show some of them. One of them being, if you actually look it up, it actually is a D3 published game. It only exists on the Wii, to my knowledge, and it is called Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire. And it was one of those, like, if you were talking about, if you thought me bringing up Tenchu's, was it Shadow Assassins for the Wii, made you cringe for, motion controls, Dragon Blade Wrath of Fire actually relied on motion controls. And this was back when the Wii was a new console, too. It's also way darker than 2017, 4.1, 5. And if it's done right, it can be fine.
Save me!
I think I actually could use... I could use some help, though, honestly. Same thing with Cursed Mummery. I'm actually surprised. We had a good thing going. Where the heck is Coolin? Is... Coolin... Okay. You're on your own, Private Sergeant. I hope they... Is there actually a health pack over here? I hope there is. Alright, we need to move badly because of all the Hectors. How did I miss that shot? There. You need to go away. You do too. I need to get a health pack here. Not have... I don't even have health to revive someone because my health is in the red. How much... Dang. I don't mind games being darker. I mean, I liked Darksiders, for example. Like, I'm used to playing games that are dark. Not horror, but dark. Like, if I didn't have an interest in RPGs, I wouldn't be playing... Or if I had no interest in dark themes, it'd be RPGs. None of those drones get replaced by dragons at one point? Yes. Yes, they do. Well, is it the drones? I always consider them basically replacing the flying insects. We are just that pushed back. Should actually just kill these two. There we go.
This is transport unit. We're ready to make...
Oh, we are backed into a corner.
Whale is on the scene. Launching cruise missile.
Oh, these things have so much health. Damn it! Oh, that was a good try. I think the problem is maybe they all spawned ahead, and nobody can get cool. No, Coolin fell onto the ground. You might have better luck saving Coolin than us. Because maybe Coolin can actually scrounge some health. And then get us back up. Don't they add that one tank from Godzilla in 5? Anyway, the major changes for the Ranger in 5 is they get access to some vehicles. You're salty that they got the railgun tanks instead of the air raider. Oh, that kind of... I actually didn't mind the air raider having all the vehicles. But I can understand they want to include... Like, that simply is one way you can make basically your game bigger, is that you just have more people being allowed to use vehicles. They get a slot to either take a vehicle or to get a buff to things like pickup radius. That's one thing. Okay, that's actually an important thing. I hope they actually improve. Oh my god, Private Sergeant is an army of one here. How did Coolin die this time? How did Coolin die? Yeah, pickup stuff definitely needs to be improved. That, if anything, is probably the big improvement that needs to happen. Yeah, but if it has a good online mode, like a more verbose one like this, then I'd be happy. God, there's not even... The worst part is I'm looking at the minimap in the upper right corner. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And we gamed over. Mission failed. I don't mind, actually. We're gonna try that again. So we're gonna try that again. And this is gonna be the last mission for the night. Where the EDF are meant to win, not to lose.
This is Whale. We'll arrive at the combat area momentarily.
They're coming! We'll get through.
Not enough health. Yeah, no, I definitely know.
Their defense is strong. Focus fire and wear them down one at a time.
We've arrived above objective point.
Watch out from behind! With this armor, I won't be taken down easy. We have armor. I've got armor. Crap! They're getting closer. Good luck. I can shoot now, right?
I think one of the biggest issues is like if people try to actually just go off on their own. That's where things kind of go south. So I'm gonna try and actually kill some of those Hectors.
Reloading now. Mix it up. We won't lose. I'll take out the shield screen. Damn it, I'm out of ammo.
Oh crap! How'd that Hector get us too close to us that soon?
Don't come this way.
I should have brought a different missile launcher.
Hell is down. After we get back, I'll buy you a drink. You're gonna feed me well. A direct attack. Commander, hang on. Report. You're right. Still fight. The commander is hurt. I'm out of bullets. Hang me up. Armors, I can't die here. You're okay. You won't die. Armor damage. Are you okay? Answer me.
Ah, come on.
The commander! Somebody take over!
Well, at least there's plenty of health. The one other thing you people actually probably don't realize about this game is that you can actually... A lot of the enemies won't ever attack until you attack them. And so basically, if people just kind of go off on their own, trying to kill everything, they basically create a gigantic train of enemies. Just like they... Except the problem is, though, basically they just never stop aggroing on you and your group. That's why I think I just killed, Kulin. I cannot get any ground here, because someone keeps pulling the red ants. That's honestly the big problem here. Someone keeps pulling the red ants group. Like, you're not supposed to actually fire, like, trying to kill everything at once. That's actually the big thing that's actually happening here. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay. Yeah, here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just retreat. We're just gonna retreat. That needs to change. That needs to change. Yeah, but that's actually one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like, if you just run off on your own, you can end up just pulling one of the spawn points. And then once you actually kill that first wave, they just keep spawning. So let's see, what did Will have to say here? And the major change is the air raider. Targetable bomber strikes. No more crossing fingers. Oh, thank goodness. That's actually an improvement. Gunship strikes now attached to enemies. That's actually good. Vehicles now have collection radius. Thank God that's actually an improvement. The Nyx frames, Velgata replacements. Oh, the Velgatas got replaced? Oh, that's a shame. Are now significantly more durable. Interesting. Oh, so then... Wow, you actually played this game on Inferno. You are amazing. I'll try and focus on the, Hectors.
Deploying.
Assuming I can actually get a target on them. But I'll focus on the ships and the transport ships and the Hectors. I don't even... Okay, now I'm hitting it. Probably should have brought the sniper rifle, honestly.
Who can fight in close combat. This is party number 2. Become a father.
Their defense is strong. Focus fire and wear them down one at a time.
I'm actually just gonna destroy this. Thank you.
Ready to fire.
Come on.
Feel like a robot.
Shut it down. Don't be afraid. Fire. Yes, sir.
There we go. That's what I needed.
Shoot now.
Let's talk about this later.
Much better. That's not really gonna do anything, though. For all classes, weapons now level up. You know, I don't know if there's actually a right way to actually deal with about the weapons in this game. Like, in this game, obviously you know that weapons are basically unlocked at certain difficulties and levels. But you have to find them. I don't even think I actually hit that thing. There we go.
Understood, sir.
We're not the flying insects yet. Don't just drop out of nowhere.
They're coming. Get ready. Yes, sir.
That's still there. Weapons are upgradable. Anything that kind of... I mean, there really isn't so much of a grind in this game aside from the health pickups. And that's, to me, is actually probably the big thing about this game.
Commander, are you okay, sir?
Vehicles still have damage, but the calling times get reduced. Well, that's a good thing. Because there are a lot of times it feels like the air raider just is kind of... not really useless, but I'll be honest, I've never really liked a lot of their weapons. I was never a huge fan of a lot of their weapons. Their weapons, they're good, but playing solo, like... Here, actually, here's a good question, Will. Would you say that you could play through the game competently and confidently solo as an air raider? I have not even destroyed a single transport ship. I am doing terrible. I am not pulling my weight for the team. I've been so focused on the Hectors. There are a lot of these guys. No? Aw, damn it. That's... I always hope, like, everyone basically becomes viable. Sweet. It's up. Should have brought the, should have brought a sniper rifle, honestly.
This is Borders, transporting Naegling self-propelled rocket.
I will say, though, the online mode on normal and higher, this game gives you a really big challenge. Oh, that ain't good. That's not good. There we go. I'm actually curious, like, would you actually say this game's better to play on a game with a gamepad than keyboard and mouse? Actually, kind of curious now. Alright. Well, once we actually take care... How did that hit me? Keyboard and mouse is much better than the gamepad. Can you actually play on the PS4 with just keyboard and mouse? No? Aw. What? I had that coming. I had that coming. Somewhere, that was my fault. Somewhere, that was my fault. Come here, you. You need to blow up. Have a turtle missile. Have my favorite missiles. They only do 800 damage.
This is transport unit.
I'm guessing that's Kulin. Because unfortunately they did not have the female voice actors, or female English voice actors sing the EDF song.
Dropping Naegling self-propelled rocket.
Oh, you go away.
Good luck.
Come on, I need to hit the shit. I have no health, I just realized that right now. I could really use some health. I could also have that thing be destroyed. Thank goodness. But yeah, trying to solo EDF 5 as narrator was a terrible idea. Well, at least there's always easy mode. At least there's always easy mode. How did I miss that? I need to grab those health packs. Oh, crap. Where are you, Kulin? What the heck are you? Did that actually I hope... Well, no, he probably freed himself, actually. I actually hate the red ants. And it only gets harder from here. Although I do enjoy throwing them up in the air and then shooting them with a rocket. You can't complain about that. I've got you, cursed mummy. I think I do. Oh, what the heck is Kulin?
Above objective point. Dropping now.
How the heck is Kulin all the way out there? Oh, he's training all the red ants. Yeah, that would actually be helpful. There we go, that takes care of all the spiders, at least. So the only thing left are the transport ships. And Kulin took care of that transport ship.
This is transport unit. We're ready to make the drop.
Like I said, as long as the multiplayer for EDF 5 is actually a solid experience and it comes out on PC, I'll be happy. I hope it's actually good. But I know D3 is not a big-time publisher or anything like that. The Hector equivalents in 5 are now nuts. You can burst down your character from 2.3k to nothing in seconds. That honestly doesn't sound too much different from this game. I mean, granted, the AI in this game is honestly very small. are not really... It's not that it's well designed, it's that it's simple. It's simple in that it makes sense. Also, I just realized there's one more transport ship to actually shoot at. Also unavoidable in certain cases due to the damn shotguns. They get shotguns now? Ooh. That sounds scary. I heard that. Let's see if I can actually dodge this one ant. Oh, never mind. We're not done with the spiders yet. Like I said, as long as they keep the simple fun, that's what matters. Like, simple fun, you can play with people, online, and just have a good time destroying all the insects. That's all that really matters. And if they can provide that, then I think it'll be fine. And if it sounds like if you say it's more EDF, but with more story. Because I actually like that the story for this game was effectively, like you just heard from the commanders and such, and the operators, of the Earth slowly becoming extinct. Or you were just like focused on just whatever your mission is. Alright. That's better. Alright, that's gonna do it for us tonight here. Wanted to get revenge. Oh. You know, we'll actually do this tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll take on Inferno. Inferno is actually a pretty insane one as well. But tomorrow we'll take care of Inferno. And then starting on Monday, I'll start up my next RPG. So pretty much on Sunday night, you can pretty much expect to see me just making a bunch of schedule additions to the schedule. What's it? What do they call them? Extensions. That's it. Well, thanks for coming by, Cursed Mummy, Will, and everyone else here. But before I just turn off tonight's stream here, there's actually... I always like actually giving recommendations to people, because it's always nice to give recommendations of other Twitch streamers and such. And right now there's actually one other person, and he, speaking of budget games here, there is Smite. If you've never heard of Smite, that's S-M-I-G-H-T. He actually runs a game show here on Twitch. It's every Sunday at 5 p.m. called The Arcade Pit. And it's very reminiscent if you've ever heard of Nick Arcade. Basically, two teams of 2 players go up against each other, basically playing Smite, the King of Crud. Well, right now he's the King of Taint. You never see him play good games. He's been known to at least play some good games, but at the very least for the terrible games he does play, he's extremely good at them. But for the Arcade Pit, though, it is a game show of 2 people going against 2, doing random challenges from trivia, game challenges, and drawing competitions, kind of like basically Pictionary and stuff. I highly recommend it. It's on every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I always recommend it. He's currently playing Two Worlds 2. So I'm going to give him a host you can enjoy. If you enjoy seeing budget games being played, Two Worlds 2 is certainly one of those games. But until then, though, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's stream. I will see you guys tomorrow with more EDF, and then on Monday we shall start our next RPG for the month. But until then, take care.